As we close out 2024, it was a big year for consumers, from fast food battles to Federal Reserve rate cuts, even massive cyber outages that crippled airports. NBC's Bryant takes a look back.
In a year where a lot happened, the U.S. economy kept its stride thanks to a U.S. consumer that got choosier with their dollars. Big-time names in corporate America got pushback from consumers who balked at rising prices.
Why are we not talking about these fast food restaurants going up too?
Fast food chains like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King were pressured into offering meal deals to draw customers back. But shoppers, they still opened their wallets, spending a record amount of money online over the extended Black Friday weekend.
Black Friday is our holiday. We've been doing it for years, in excess of maybe 10, 15 years. You get the best deals, especially on electronics.
That spending buoyed a U.S. economy that also got some help from the Federal Reserve, which cut interest rates for the first time since 2020.
We don't want the labor market to soften much from here.
The Fed undid some of its post-pandemic rate increases to avoid a spike in unemployment, which has tilted up about 0.5% since a year ago. But the good news, the pace of price increases in the United States slowed, with inflation declining over 2024. Now, still, prices for household staples remain high, with the cost of ground beef and eggs up from about a year ago. Housing costs are rising, too. But many questions face the U.S. consumer going into 2025.
Can you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything.
There was also the Microsoft outage in July that bricked computers around the world due to a faulty update from security company CrowdStrike. And that wasn't the only blackout of the year. In February, AT&T had a massive cell phone outage, and in March, Meta had problems that disrupted Facebook and Instagram services. Now, it didn't sink any of those companies, but debt did pile up for some companies that filed for bankruptcy this year, among them Tupperware, Express, TGI Fridays, and, yep, Red Lobster. But bankrupt just means that they're reorganizing, not necessarily gone forever. So here's to more cheddar biscuits in 2025 after what was already a busy 2024 for the U.S. consumer.
And that's part of the reason I did make the decision to step down, because I knew I made used bad judgment.
Now at 6, our exclusive interview with former NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madre. The highest-ranking uniformed officer resigned 1 week ago over allegations he pressured a subordinate for sexual favors in return for overtime pay. Plus, congestion pricing countdown. It is coming fast. The new areas that could become more congested when it kicks in. And winter weather advisory. Storm Team 4 tracking a system that could make for some treacherous travel on the roads tonight. Good evening. I'm Gilma Avalos in for Natalie Pascarella, and we begin with that exclusive interview with the city's former top uniformed police officer, Jeffrey Madre. He abruptly resigned 1 week ago following allegations of sexual misconduct embroiling the NYPD in yet another scandal. Our David Ushery interviewed Madre just a short time ago and joins us with what Madre had to say in response to those allegations. David?
Gilma, it was a sobering interview with former Chief Madre, who spent some 3 decades on the force, rising to his highest uniform position. Tonight, he is pushing back against blaring headlines and public accusations that he demanded sex from a subordinate, Lieutenant Quatisha Epps, in exchange for generous perks and overtime. Madre denies signing off on any overtime or pressuring her in any way. Did you force sexual favors from a subordinate, NYPD Lieutenant Quatisha Epps? Starting in June 2023, she's a ranking officer. Did you force that in exchange for overtime approval and other perks signed off by you?
Absolutely not.
What happened here?
Me and Lieutenant Epps, we worked together. Starting in early 2022. We were working together for about 1.5 years, and we were working together. One thing led to another. We had an office fling. And that's all it was an office.
Consensual relationship, you're saying?
Absolutely consensual.
How long did that last?
We had got together a couple of times. There was really nothing to it. There was no romance. We weren't girlfriend and boyfriend. We had an office fling, and that's all it was.
You're the chief of department. Some may look at that and say it may have been consensual, but you had far-reaching powers, and this was a subordinate. Do you think that was appropriate?
It wasn't appropriate for me to be in a relationship with anyone.
What do you think her motivation is to do this now?
Would you mind if I answered that? Because,
What happened here seems to be that Lieutenant Epps is under investigation internally by the NYPD since October. And the allegations are that not only was she putting in for excessive overtime, but that she was actually putting in for overtime that she had not completed or done, so that she was effectively stealing time. So when she put in her retirement papers, 2 days later, the NYPD suspended her. And they suspended her because of suspicion that she had committed a crime, which is stealing overtime from the NYPD.
The NYPD investigation that Attorney Lambert references is into Lieutenant Epps' abuse of overtime pay alleged. We have reached out to the attorney for Lieutenant Epps at least 3 times this afternoon, asking specific questions about the allegations of overtime abuse as well as the relationship with Jeffrey Madre. We also reached out to the NYPD for comments, so we have yet to hear back. We'll have more of our interview with former Chief Madre on News 4 at 11. Gilma.
We will be watching. David, thank you. Turning to the weather now, there's a winter weather advisory in effect for parts of our area. Freezing rain could create some dangerous road conditions. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Matt Brickman is here with the timing of it all. Matt.
Hey, Gilma, this is an issue overnight tonight for tomorrow morning. If you've got evening plans out and about, I think you don't need to worry about freezing rain, and you don't even need to worry about rain. This really doesn't get going until after midnight. Hudson Valley, inland Connecticut, northern New Jersey, those are going to be the areas at greatest risk, along with Pike County, Pennsylvania, for icing. This will happen initially as the system arrives, so say between midnight and 4 a.m. Temperatures are going to be at or below freezing, and as that moisture falls as rain, it'll meet the ground where temperatures are below freezing and make contact, turning to ice immediately. And you can see those spots where a glaze of ice could set up, making for very dangerous driving, let alone walking, later tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. In the city, we're likely to stay just above freezing. We're in the low 40s right now. We're staying in the mid and upper 30s up until midnight tonight, and the temperatures rising again through the day tomorrow. Several rounds of rain in the forecast as we wind down 2024. We will identify the dry stretches of weather this weekend and into New Year's Eve in your exclusive 10-day forecast coming up. Gilma.
Matt, thank you. In Brooklyn, the man accused of setting a woman on fire on a subway train has been indicted on murder and arson charges. Sebastian Zepeda waived his appearance in court today as investigators continue their work on the disturbing case. Prosecutors say Zepeda used a lighter to set a sleeping woman on fire on an F train Sunday. The victim has not yet been identified, but officials say they are making progress. We're told that Zepeda is a Guatemalan citizen who entered the U.S. illegally and was previously deported. He is due back in court on January 7th. A warning now about the video that we're about to show you. Tonight, we are getting a look at disturbing body camera video showing the beating death of a New York State inmate. Robert Brooks was being transferred from the Mohawk Correctional Facility to the Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. Video from December 9th shows Brooks handcuffed in a medical exam room. At one point, a correction officer can be seen with his foot on Brooks' chest while punching him. Brooks died at a hospital the next day. State Attorney General Letitia James spoke about the investigation today.
As Attorney General, I release these videos because I have a responsibility and duty to provide the Brooks family, their loved ones, and all New Yorkers with transparency and accountability.
AG James says the officers had their cameras off, so the video was recorded in standby mode with no audio. The state redacted some parts of the video, and we blurred some of the more disturbing parts of the video. Brooks was serving a 12-year sentence for assault. Former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez is asking a federal judge to delay his sentencing currently set for next month. Menendez says his family would suffer a, quote, tremendous emotional toll if he were sentenced during his wife's trial. In a letter to the judge, his lawyer said Nadine Menendez would face a jury that might find it impossible not to hear about her husband's sentencing. They said that poses a risk of poisoning the proceedings against Nadine. Bob Menendez was convicted in July of taking bribes, including cash and gold bars, in exchange for political favors. An abandoned mine shaft is to blame for that huge sinkhole along Interstate 80 in Wharton, New Jersey. The sinkhole opened up yesterday morning. All eastbound lanes remain closed with traffic diverted off I80 at exit 34. And right now, crews, they're trying to shore up and fill in that sinkhole in order to make the road safe once again. But there's no word on just how long those repairs will last. The countdown to congestion pricing is ticking down. The controversial toll will go into effect in just 9 days. And Upper West Siders are worried that drivers trying to avoid those tolls are going to turn their neighborhood, into a bottleneck of people looking for parking. News 4's Andrew Siff shows us why.
As New Yorkers get used to seeing those toll gantries in their neighborhoods, many are hoping the congestion fee does what the MTA promises: generate billions of dollars for better mass transit.
I'd like to think that it does do something to reduce the congestion.
City Council member Gail Brewer supports congestion pricing, but Brewer worries her neighbors get punished for driving even if it's a necessity.
If you need it for work, if you need it to take, as I hear a lot, my parents live in New Jersey and they're ill and I need to see them, you need your car.
The tolling zone is central Manhattan, 60th Street and Point South, with the FDR Drive and West Side Highway remaining free of charge. Starting January 5th, the peak price for cars with Easy Pass, $9, while off-peak is $2.25. Peak hours are 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends.
It's a good and it's bad at the same time, you know. If we have to work every day and pay every time we go up and down, then it's going to be a burden in the pocket.
But you might have less traffic.
That will be the plus size.
Because it's that much more money on top of them raising the tolls every year. They raise the tolls how much money? And now they're adding another $9 onto us? It's ridiculous.
But Brewer has other worries, that trucks will idle north of 60th Street, finishing deliveries on foot, and that garages might raise prices to take advantage.
Now, I don't have a car, but people who do deserve to have the ability to use it, not be gouged for a 1 block difference.
While tolling is set to begin in 9 days, there is still that matter of a federal judge in New Jersey who is set to rule on whether the MTA properly followed environmental law. If he says no, congestion pricing could be paused once again. On the Upper West Side, Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
Right now, a lot of people have money on their minds since the Mega Millions jackpot has soared past the $1 billion mark. News 4's Greg Gumbel is live in Massapequa ahead of tonight's massive drawing. I would imagine a lot of interest there, Greg.
Indeed, Gilma, less than 5 hours to that Mega Millions drawing tonight, and we expect lots of folks to continue coming to stores like this one here in Massapequa to choose the numbers that will be needed to break what's been a more than 3-month Mega Millions losing streak.
9, 10.
$10 and a dream of becoming a billionaire. That's what had Brenda Sperling chasing tonight's $1.2 billion Mega Millions jackpot.
But somebody's got to win. There's people before me that have won, so why not me?
That kind of optimism drew people to this Massapequa smoke shop as soon as owner Anup Patel opened the doors at 8 this morning.
One customer, she buy $200 worth ticket. I told her good luck. I wish somebody win in from my store.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is the 5th largest in the game's history, enough to make Phil Sparacino buy tickets for only the 2nd time in his life.
Everyone in the family and the dog.
And the dog.
And the dog. 5 tickets. He's a chocolate lab. He's a gambler. I had to feed the addiction.
But even a lucky dog has to face the very long odds of winning tonight. 1 in 302 million.
They say being struck by lightning is too, and I was already struck by lightning when I was 5 years old, so maybe I have a chance.
And that's why Anna Gregorio bought 5 Mega Millions tickets. Michelle Castanon also dug into her family history in the hope of finding a little lottery magic.
Lucky numbers, birth dates of people, relatives that are deceased. Maybe they're watching over us, giving us some luck.
As it turned out, though, Michelle had to look no farther than her own dad for some luck. He was a big lottery winner 2 decades ago. He just never told her until they bought their tickets together today.
Like 114,000.
But you didn't tell me that.
I don't have to.
Where is it?
I wasted.
Oh, no.
And as that father and daughter work through their issues, the rest of us will be watching at 11 o'clock tonight to see if anyone walks away with the $1.2 billion jackpot. We're live in Massapequa. Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.
It's going to be a really nice way to start the new year. Greg, thank you. And we are counting down to 2025 in Times Square. It is fitting that Mr. Worldwide himself, Pitbull, helped add the final crystal to the world-famous Times Square ball before it helps usher in the new year. And this is going to be the last year that this specific crystal ball rings in the new year. Next year, it's going to be retired and replaced with a new design for 2026. Coming up, a fire at the holiday market in Bryant Park sends smoke over Midtown. What we've learned caused the booths to go up in flames.
After 43 years of proclaiming his innocence after conviction in an armed robbery case, a Westchester man and father of an NFL star finally gets his conviction overturned. I'm Linda Beccaro in White Plains with the details.
Tonight, the Tesla app that lets a parked car come to you. No driver needed, but is it ready for prime time? We put it to the test. Plus, the rush to return all those holiday rejects, how to make the process as painless as possible on Nightly News.
When I don't feel good, getting just any old care doesn't feel good either. But talking to an expert Hackensack Meridian Health physician who knows what I need, that feels better. That's my doc. Other people's doc as well, but also mine.
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. The fun begins at the Pit Party, where you can meet the drivers and see the trucks up close. Get your $20 Pit Party pass at monsterjam.com today. Coming to the New York, New Jersey area January 24th through February 9th. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Tri-State.
Joy and happiness. Who doesn't wish for more of it for the ones we love? This year, if you'd like to do more than wish, consider working with Closet Factory to reimagine the spaces where you live and build them beautifully with powerful organization in their very design that's known to create more time, extra space, and added peace in your home. Just the recipe for joy and happiness, included with every design from Closet Factory.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
Returning lessees, hurry in today to lease a Ford F-150 for just $279 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Having to go all over town for the care that I need doesn't feel good. But on-site lab testing and scans at a Hackensack Meridian Urgent Care Plus feels better. And who doesn't like better?
Happening now, the Bryant Park Ice Rink and Lodge are open after this fire impacted some of the holiday shops earlier today. Here's a closer look at that cell phone video. You can see at least 3 businesses destroyed, all of them food booths. The FDNY says the fire started because of cooking oil coming into contact with combustibles. Officials say the rink was damaged slightly, and so was an adjacent kiosk.
I hear women running, they were running down, fire, fire, and then I look outside and I'm like, oh my God, no, and then it just started getting even bigger. A lot of people put in a lot of work into this, and it's their investment, it's their livelihood.
Appears to be a couple of separate, kiosks where they did provide some kind of cooking for food and stuff like that.
Now we know the Winter Village is open until 8 tonight and will reopen at 10 tomorrow morning. Federal investigators are looking into another incident of someone bypassing airport security and boarding a Delta plane without a ticket. The unidentified person was found on a Delta flight out of Seattle headed for Hawaii on Tuesday. The airline says the person was found after the plane had left the gate, but it had not yet taken off. That person was removed from the flight and taken into custody. Officials are now trying to figure out how that person got through security and onto the plane in the first place without a boarding pass.
There's no such thing as the perfect security system, but each time an incident like this happens, everyone must work together to strengthen those vulnerabilities.
And this latest incident follows a security breach at JFK when a woman without a ticket boarded another Delta flight to Paris during the Thanksgiving rush. She is now facing federal stowaway charges. Still ahead, exonerated more than 40 years later, the new evidence that cleared a Westchester man of a crime he did not commit.
Together, fighting for what's right.
I said, better get the Carol.
Thank you so very, very much.
Telemundo responde.
Muy bien. Gracias a ustedes.
Together, making wishes come true.
This year's Star Choir winner is the Scarlet Sound from Neptune High School in New Jersey. They are pulling up to 30 Rock right now.
Together, finding forever homes for more than 100,000 pets.
It's a good boy.
NBC4 and Telemundo 47. Together, we're for New York.
Dan loves a good sale.
Sale?
You need a hand, Dan?
Yeah, I'm good. Canola's on sale, gonna grab that.
We have a situation in aisle 7.
Hi, Dan.
Whatever the moment,
Angela, thank you.
We'll meet you there. Stop and shop. Feed the moment.
A travel advisor knows that the best hotels may be the ones you've never heard of, and how to get you into a suite with the perfect view. We know how to get access to the best restaurants, venues, and hotspots. Travel advisors know how to make sure everything goes right, and what to do if something goes wrong. Go to globaltravelcollection.com today and let us do the planning, so you can do everything else.
60% of women experience side leaks with bladder protection underwear. Try Always Discreet. Its rapid dry core absorbs up to 25% faster than Depend and fits up to 95% of body shapes. Try Always Discreet, designed to protect.
Not to be dramatic, but I love my whole body deodorant.
Really? Mine stinks. Look.
Here, try Secret whole body deodorant.
It doesn't leave an icky residue.
And it actually gives me 72-hour odor protection everywhere. Secret whole body deodorant.
Nothing feels as good as driving a new Hyundai. And now you can get a great deal on your favorite model at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Plus, every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty. Hurry to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event before this offer ends. Make your next getaway your best one yet. Get a final day special now. Lease a Santa Fe SE for only $269 a month, or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Imagine having your healthcare team just a tap away. With the HMH 24/7 app, you get access to booking appointments, your health history, access to your doctor.
Hi, Dana. How you doing today?
And more. Life can be very stressful, so let HMH simplify your healthcare. Get comprehensive care at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Download the app today and take control of your health.
This week, Stop and Shop for great deals. Stop and Shop 80% lean ground beef is $3.49 per pound. Avocados, mangoes, navel, or Cara oranges are 88 cents each. And Tostitos, Ruffles, or Frito-Lay dip are $2.97 each when you buy 2. Stop and Shop. Feed the moment.
We're expecting some rain, a little ice, but the entire weekend is not a total washout, right?
No, I think we can highlight some times where we can get outside and actually enjoy some warmer weather. We've got that coming our way after a couple of chilly days. But yes, we'll start with the rain and the ice overnight tonight. We do warm up as the weekend goes on, getting back into the 50s by the time we get to Sunday. But rain is going to be the story here as we wind down the final days of 2024. Let's start with the rain. It's not getting here until after midnight tonight. So if you've got evening plans, you are fine. I think you could leave the umbrella home unless you're going to make it a really late night. Starting at 1 a.m., you can see that rain out to the west and note the temperatures at or below freezing in a lot of spots. This is the window when we could see the rain hit the ground and turn to ice. Freezing rain at the onset of this passive moisture. I think in the city, south and east, it's going to be too warm. This should just be run-of-the-mill rainfall. But initially, we could see that icing out west and north. So we've got a winter weather advisory in effect for that. This happens when there is a thin layer of cold air down near the ground. You've got rain falling from the cloud as just liquid, but once it hits the ground, it freezes on contact, and that is what can make things so dangerous. You look out your window and go, oh, it's just raining, but you get outside, the floors are slip, and down you go. So just be careful of that. We'll bottom out at 33 early tomorrow morning, up to 45. Showers kind of hanging around through the day, and they could linger into Sunday morning as well. But by Sunday afternoon, look at this warm up. Mid and upper 50s, even 60s across New Jersey. So let's time it out so you can get outside and enjoy some of that warmer weather. 6 o'clock Sunday morning, that rain is still here, but by around noon or so, it lifts off to the north. Clouds are clearing out as well. We'll get a little afternoon sunshine. It's perhaps a little bit breezy Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, but it's dry and rather nice before the rain returns Sunday night and into Monday morning. That's our second round of rain. Third round comes on New Year's Eve. Bad timing here. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, showers that could coincide with the ball drop. There's a chance it's a couple hours later after midnight, and we're able to get through the festivities without the ponchos. But if you are planning to be in Times Square, I would, have the trash bag with the head hole cut out or something like that. It's always a fashion statement. Cooler air follows that rain chance into the start of a new year. Highs only in the 30s for the first few days of 2025. Gilma.
All right, Matt, thank you. There were tears and hugs today in a White Plains courtroom decades after a father's conviction for a crime he did not commit. The man's name now finally cleared. News 4's Linda Baccaro has his emotional reaction.
This case began in 1981 with an armed robbery at a Mount Vernon social club. Jeffrey Kuntz, then in his 20s, was convicted of robbery and weapons possession. He served 8 years in prison and since then has been waiting for this day.
The motion is granted, his conviction is vacated, and the indictment is dismissed.
Wiping away tears, those are the words Jeffrey Kuntz, now 67, has longed to hear. State Supreme Court Judge James McCarty in Westchester wiping his conviction.
I feel new again, and especially the fact that all these years I've been telling everybody I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
After being released in 1992, Jeffrey Kuntz launched his own business and with his wife raised 6 children, including NFL defensive end Malcolm Kuntz of the Las Vegas Raiders and Dewan Kuntz, a retired New York State trooper who served security detail for Governors Cuomo and Hochul.
And my dad instilled in me that it's not the system that's a problem, it's the people who implement it.
What happened to me will never happen to neither one of them. So I looked for all the best schools, gave them all the best knowledges, kept them out of harm's way.
Kuntz's attorneys argue that the photos shown to the witnesses in this case were improper and highly suggestive.
These wrongful convictions, no matter how old they are, they have lasting effects.
I proclaim my innocence from day one.
The Westchester District Attorney saying Kuntz's 1983 conviction was tainted by questionable investigatory procedures and that it could no longer stand by the integrity of the conviction. Kenneth Kaufman defended Kuntz in the original case.
This one hit me hard. I was young and it was a tough conviction.
It was taught to me by the old guys in the prison, don't do that. Don't be bitter, because when you're bitter, it's not going to work out right for you.
Today's a happy day for me and my family to watch my dad be vindicated.
Kuntz says he's now looking forward to a new year and a new lease on life. In White Plains, Linda Baccaro, News 4, New York.
Coming up on News 4 at 7, we just got an update from the mayor of Edison, New Jersey, with some positive news about that water main break impacting thousands of people. And we're coming right back with John Chandler and a look at sports.
Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jeff Goldblum, and Jonathan Bailey. It's the stars of the movie Wicked. There had to have been sing-alongs.
Always. It was hard to hear action sometimes.
Monday at 3 on NBC for New York. Closed captioning provided by Toyota. Let's go places.
Toyotathon is still on. Now's the perfect time to recharge with a new Toyota.
I'm taking a RAV4 hybrid hiking.
Sounds fun.
Oh.
We're going on a road trip in a Tacoma. Wow.
Nice.
We're taking our pack to see snow in a Sequoia.
Can we keep them?
I think I oversnapped.
Lease a new 2024 Tacoma with four-wheel drive for just $289 a month. Or get 1.99% APR for a full 72 months on a new 2025 Tundra.
Toyotathon ends January 6th.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm gonna make this real simple. National Floors Direct will be anyone's price on flooring by 15% or it's free. It doesn't matter what the sale or offer is. We'll beat their price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR and we'll bring the store to your door.
Cohen's Fashion Optical can help you look and see your best. Together, our eye doctors and stylists will help you find the perfect pair of glasses. Book your eye exam with one of our board-certified optometrists. And for a limited time, get a complete pair of eyeglasses for only $99. Don't forget to use your FSA and HSA dollars before they expire. We also accept most insurance plans. Stop by or visit us at cohensfashionoptical.com to book your comprehensive eye exam today. Cohen's Fashion Optical.
Dateline tonight. A beloved doctor, an accused killer. How could they be the same man?
People aren't putting this puzzle together.
I was stunned.
Pursuing justice is worth it.
Dateline tonight, 9/8 Central.
No deal.
What show did you win?
I'm a Survivor player. Deep undercover.
I won Survivor.
I'm the best Big Brother player of all time. And best looking.
I hate him.
Deal or No Deal Island, January 7th on NBC and Peacock.
Your ticket to winning the season. Give the chance to win up to $1 million with holiday scratch-off games from the New York Lottery.
Ever since Kimora was a little girl, she had her sights set on the sky. And Spectrum Internet brought the sky to her fingertips. As Kimora grew, her dreams grew with her, evolving and elevating with unlimited connectivity made possible by Spectrum Internet. Switch to Spectrum Internet Premier for just $30 a month with a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-839-0139. The sky was never the limit for Kimora. Let your dreams take flight and live life unlimited.
The Spectrum Sports Desk is brought to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Spring training starts in around 50 days. Pete Alonso still doesn't know which team he'll report to camp with. The Mets may still welcome Pete back, but it will be at their price, most likely. The Yankees weren't interested in bringing back Gleyber Torres at any price, it seems. And now Gleyber is heading to Detroit, signing a 1-year deal with the Tigers, $15 million. He came to the Bronx as a centerpiece of that 2016 deadline trade with Aroldis Chapman going to the Cubs. Gleyber never reached his build potential, but he had his moments wearing pinstripes, and he calls wearing those pinstripes an honor. Good one on the ice tonight in Newark. The Devils hosting the Hurricanes in a Metro showdown. New Jersey, the Eastern Conference points leader right now. Nobody in hockey, though, needed this break during the holidays more than the Rangers. They were outscored a combined 8-1 in their last 2 games, both losses to the Devs and the Canes. Rangers have played their way out of the mix, from contenders to contentious feelings around this team right now. Head coach Peter Laviolette says the turnaround has to start Saturday in Tampa.
So it's different. It's different every game. It could be defense, could be offense, could be special teams, could go anywhere. But we've got to get past that and turn a corner. We've got to start coming out of this break. We've got to almost use it as a reset and move forward and go down to Tampa and win a hockey game, and then push our way back into the playoff race.
Okay, for sports fans, there are voices you hear and you just know you're watching something big. That was Greg Gumbel. Simple, smooth, sincere, and steady. We have lost Greg Gumbel, I'm sad to report. March Madness will never feel the same. But he wasn't just a familiar voice on college basketball. Gumbel was versatility defined in his 50-year career, handling everything from NASCAR to the NFL and, yes, even the Olympics, here for a time at NBC Sports. His brother, of course, equally skilled, and Bryant Gumbel. Greg passed away peacefully, says his wife and daughter in a statement, after a courageous battle with cancer. Greg Gumbel was 78. In their statement, his wife and daughter say he approached the illness with stoicism, grace, and positivity. I can't think of 3 better words to describe the man. The broadcaster, who also called Knicks games for a time, he's very familiar to local fans here in New York. He will be missed.
Huge loss, so beautifully stated, and our thoughts are with the Gumbel family.
For sure.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
Next on NBC Nightly News, the Tesla app that lets a parked car come to you, no driver needed, plus the rush to return all those unwanted holiday presents. Nightly News starts